Are you for our church? You know, we've been talking about the big series of for. And we're talking about being for others. And last week we talked about being for our church. Others as our church, the family of God. That's the question we want to talk about. That's what we're going to look at real fast is, are you for our church? Hello, I'm Pastor Brian, and I'm here with my son, Renan Morgan. And yes, I know this is coming at the end of the week. And this is the midway, the middle of the week e-newsletter for Lifeway Community Church, but it is the end of the week. I've had a crazy rough week. It's all on me, entirely on me. I've had a crazy week from a sick kid to right now, we're in the middle of band festival. We're taking a break to do this. In fact, I had some it was supposed to be some minor dental surgery that did not go as planned for neither me nor the dentist. They ended up taking a lot of stuff out. And when they bring in the big cauterizing stick, you know you're in trouble. But anyhow, so yes, oof indeed. Yes. So there were a couple days I couldn't really talk. So anyway, happy end of the week. I hope you had a great week. This is the Midway. We're going to talk about, are you for our church? You know, last week, it was a packed sermon, and it covered a lot of ground, a lot of big ideas, huge ideas. For me, they were life-changing ideas of how to understand the Bible. But it was big, and so we're going to summarize it real fast here. And the long and the short of it is this. In the ancient world of the Bible, the entire culture, civilization, society is built on the idea of relationships. Excuse you. The whole thing was built on the idea of relationships, and maintaining those relationships were important at any cost. But today we have a rules-based society. Think about, we base everything on the Bill of Rights, and, we got workers' labor laws, we have traffic laws. Everything we do is based on laws and rules. So it's a very different way of understanding life. And in fact, when we read the Bible through that lens of laws and rules, that's how we end up with thinking that we can just obey this set of rules and we're good with God and we get into heaven. That's not how it works. But that's how we tend to read it because of our rules-based, laws-based society. So last week we're asking the question, are you for our church? And what that means is that, do we have a relationship with God? And in the ancient world, they would have this very unique two-tiered system of relationships, as they called the patron and the client. And the way that and almost everything in that ancient Roman world of the New Testament was portrayed in this relationship. He's got a bit of an asthma thing going. Anyhow. And that patron client. And so throughout the entire New Testament, you have to read that into what's going on, to the way that Jesus talks, the way that the relationships of the early church are established. It's always this two-tiered system of the patron and the client. It's almost like an employer and an employee, except it's almost more like family, like a parent and children. But anyhow, that was the nature of the world. And in fact, that's the way that relationship of the ancient world was portrayed, was as if God were that patron and we, his church, are his clients. And in fact, the idea is that when a patron would give their clients a gift, or as we translate it, a grace or a favor, the only real response is gratitude. There's no way you can pay it back. It was not expected to be paid back, but it was gratitude. And if you don't repay with gratitude, that means you're actually rejecting that grace. And God puts it out there that if you're for him, then you have to be for his church. And if you're for his church, that means you need to respond to gratitude. And you do that by loving each other. That's what it looks like. So that's where we left off last week. Left off on this little cusp of saying that to really show God gratitude, we respond to his grace with love for one another. We just lost him. He got bored very quickly, and he's asthmatic. Anyhow, so this week we're going to pick up with the next part of answering that question. Are we for others? What does it mean to be for our community? This is going to take us in a whole new direction, and I'm really excited about what this is going to lay out, where this takes us from here. So this Sunday, 11 a.m., we're going to talk about, are you for others for Greater Lansing? We also have at 10 a.m. starting the new Daniel plan. That will run for 6 weeks between now and Easter. And also on Sunday afternoon at 1 o'clock, we are starting our new Reflex program that will run from March to May. So it's March, April, and May, Sundays from 1 to 2 o'clock. We have a new group coming on Wednesday evenings as well. And so we got a lot of stuff happening, a lot of stuff popping, very similar to this young man back here. A lot of stuff going on.
Finally.
So, finally indeed. Well, thank you for your time. Thank you for your patience with getting this video this week. And Lord willing, I'll see you this Sunday morning at 10 a.m., if not 11 a.m. Until then, God bless. Have a great weekend.
Adios.